Hello everyone, welcome to Blackheath flower arrangement video demos. Today I'm going to be showing you a modern arrangement, and these arrangements are for the autumn, for November, so I've chosen all autumny materials as far as I can. In this one on the left I've got grass, safari, roses, hypericum, and then I finished off with some ivy leaves. And on this other side, I don't really know why, but it's almost turned into Christmas. But I've got some sprayed birch twigs, some teasels, some glittered white cones, fir cones, and then some ivy. And I've got some odd greenery around the edge there. The whole arrangements really are in the shape of a cone, and that's what we're going to be trying to do today. They are very simple arrangements, really, the way that they work, because every placement that you do is supposed to be vertical, rather than on other arrangements where they go like this. These arrangements, all these placements are vertical. And another thing to think about when we do it is that these arrangements, they hinge on having a flower and then a stalk, a flower and then a stalk. They have that kind of rhythm
Tiered.
that goes all the way through them. Yes, tiered, that's good
Lots of nice different textures.
word. So first of all you need to choose your materials and try to choose shapes that contrast. I've chosen for this arrangement to use, this is my tallest placement, and this is an old flower stalk from flax, but these stalks can be about 6 foot high. I've used them in church arrangements, but here I've cut them down to about 2 foot. So I've got that against a nice pointy lily, and it's also going against a rose, a nice round shape. And then I've got some great big chrysanthemums to go at the bottom. So those are mainly the flowers that I've chosen to use because of their colour and because of their shapes.
And where did you buy the flowers?
Oh, I bought all these beautiful flowers at Passion Flower at the Standard in Old Dover Road. They're a lovely florist and they do a really good range of flowers. So, I've got foam in this container. It's a container that you might have at home from a pot plant or something. I've got a gold one, but I filled it with foam and I've just beveled the edge here because at the end of the arrangement I'm going to use some autumny fig leaves just to cover up the foam at the side. So start with your central placements. Here we go. And I'm just pushing them in the middle and letting the edges of these stems come out like that. So that's my first tallest arrangement. Now I've got 3 lilies. So
Is it best to use number 3 items to get the arrangements?
I don't think it really matters in this case because your eye is drawn to the way that things go round and round. So you could use more, but because these are so wide,
3's enough.
I think I'm going to get away with just 3 placements. That makes it cheaper.
And they'll come out later.
They will come out later.
Oh, they look pretty.
They take a little while. And obviously you can see I've stripped the lilies, I've stripped all the plants of their leaves, because another thing when you do these modern arrangements, it's not usually about the foliage. You don't fill in the foliage, you have space between each flower that you use. So you can see it. Right, that was my tallest placement. Now I'm going round with roses outside of the lily. And I'm pushing it down so that I do get this stalk here, so that your eye is drawn to it. This is one of the things that makes this arrangement work. I'm going to push them in. You'll have a lot more time than me because I'm trying to make a short video, but you'll take a lot longer doing this. And I'm trying to make the rose heads touch, but I haven't done very well here. I'm going to replace that. You can see now it's starting to build up.
It's quite a versatile arrangement, isn't it? Like you say, you can use it for Christmas as well.
Yeah, you can use it through all the seasons, so long as you've got something tall.
And strong stems.
Strong stems, that is another point. All these flowers have got nice strong stems. So if you buy really cheap flowers, you'll find they've got bendy stems. Try to buy things with straight stalks.
And quite woody, aren't they?
These are quite woody, but...
And did you have to order your flowers, or you just popped in?
No, I just popped in and got... I mean, these flowers are available all year round. They're just more expensive different times of the year. Now then, you can probably see better than me. Some of these need a little bit of persuading. So that's my third placement. And now I'm going to use... These fig leaves were all over my garden and annoying me. And I suddenly thought they're a really beautiful colour against my...
Do they condition well?
Against my leaf.
Oh yes.
Do they condition well? I don't think they do. I always have trouble with chrysanthemums. They often fall. So when you buy them, make sure that you...
How are you fixing the leaves?
Hang on, let me answer the one question.
Sorry.
When you buy them, just pull the flower petals. If they don't come out, then they're newer and they'll last longer. So, how I'm securing the leaves? I'm securing the leaves with these things called moss pins. You use them in lots of different ways in floristry, but it's often used with foliage. You also use them on Christmas wreaths, things like that. They've got a flat edge, and this is why I did the bevel, so that the leaves are laying at a slight angle. And because these leaves are a little bit off yellow or off green, they should set off the really bright yellow chrysanthemum that I've got to go in.
It's like putting a skirt, isn't it, on?
It is a bit like a skirt. And I'm just so happy that I'm using up these annoying fig leaves.
That have fallen on the floor.
Yeah, they're all over my garden annoying me, but now
You're covering that oasis.
they're being lovely.
We don't want to see that oasis, do we?
No, not really. You don't want to see the oasis. In the other arrangement, say this one, I haven't done that technique. I've just used the foliage pushed right down low to cover my oasis. Okay, that's that. Now I've only got 4 of these chrysanthemums. They're cut very short. Yeah, and I might need something to make a preparation hole for pushing it in, because they're very...
Yeah, sometimes you need to do that, make a preparation hole,
yeah,
don't
preparation hole, just so I can push it in. Can you see there?
Very
Yeah.
nice.
So I'm using this stalk of my other plant, which is kangaroo paw, which is a beautiful plant from Australia. Sorry, I'm going quiet. Just to make my hole for my lovely chrysanthemum. I don't want to break the chrysanthemum, that's a terrible thing. Also, make sure you cut it in a stalk where there isn't a notch. If there is a notch, take it off with a knife.
You can extend a chrysanthemum by cutting the stem and using another bit of the chrysanthemum stem and sticking that in the chrysanthemum, and it just extends.
Okay, I've never done that. Right, now all I'm doing is I've got some little in-between bits of foam that are showing between my chrysanthemums. I'm putting a tall piece of kangaroo paw at the back, highest, It gives a bit more texture. It's a nice orangey colour to pick up the lilies that I've already put in.
Yes, it looks really good actually.
And then I'm putting the lower bits in the front. I might continue to put some in after this, but really that is it finished, I would think.
It looks absolutely lovely.
Let's see.
Wonderful design.
Okay, all done.